What's up, friends? Happy Wednesday. I am live with you, and I'm going to talk about the most common questions people ask about the keto diet. I'm going to go over each question, and I'm going to answer them all for you, back it up with science, and anybody who is joining me live here, feel free to put a comment down below if you're live with me. Feel free to ask me anything. I want to take this opportunity to coach you and help in any way possible. So first of all, what is the keto diet? That's a basic question. Keto comes from ketone body, which the liver produces to fuel the body, to fuel the brain. Genesis is the birth of ketone bodies. What's up, Danny? What's up, Tia? Oh, Vancouver in the house. Hey, Lisa. Hey, for those of you watching right now, please let me know where you're at in this amazing world. I'm here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Hey, Lisa. Good to see you on here. What's up, Vicky? Vicky's in the house. So, when our body produces ketones, we know through science that it has extraordinary benefits for the human body. I don't know if you knew this, but the keto diet has been around since the dawn of humankind. Hello, Chemical. Hello, Cheryl. Good to see everybody. We have Lisa in Fort Myers, and we have Valerie and Debs and Tom. Amazing people from all over the world. So the keto diet has been around forever. Just because it's a trending term on Dr. Google doesn't mean it's new. In fact, back in the 1800s, Romans, they had people in their community who were having seizures, epileptic seizures. They didn't know what a seizure was back then. It was never diagnosed as such. They thought these people who were having seizures, they thought that they were possessed by the devil, possessed by demons. So you know what they did? They would grab those people and put them in a room, lock the door, and keep them there for days. They didn't give them food. They only gave them water, sometimes not even water. So what do? They forced them to fast. And what happens when you fast? You produce ketones. So it ended up curing that person. And then they just thought, oh, they got the devil out of that person. But in reality, it was the ketones that helped. It wasn't until the 1920s that researchers started using the keto diet on epileptic children, and that actually showed benefits. And that's where it all started back in the 1920s, but it's been around since the dawn of humankind. I promise you that. And so if somebody tells you, oh, it's just a fad, if a doctor tells you, oh, it's just trending, I'm not going to take time to study that. Well, it's wrong. They're incorrect because it's been around since forever. Same thing for fasting. Mama said it's the devil. Let me see your comments here. So I'm going to go over some of the top questions I get. Tina's laughing. Tina says, you're so cool. You'll be more cool to me if you answer my questions soon or another video to stop extreme itch naturally. Extreme eczema and triggers. Well, if you heal the gut, Tina, that's going to help big time. Heal the gut. Stay away from inflammatory foods. Gluten and dairy. I would stay away from all grains and dairy for 30 days, and I bet you see an improvement with that. So that's what the keto diet is. That is where it originated from. So now the next question I get asked is the keto diet safe? You know, I heard a lot of negative things about it. Is it safe? Well, here's the deal. When you were a baby getting breast milk from your mother, you were actually in ketosis. Because that breast milk has a lot of saturated fat, has a lot of cholesterol, and the baby, when you were a baby, you were actually producing ketones. You see, burning fat is our birthright. The ketones help to fuel the brain, which is 60% fat. Oh, and by the way, 25% of the total cholesterol in your body is found in the brain. The brain loves fat. The cells love fat. Our cells, the cell membrane is made up of protein, saturated fat, and cholesterol. So yeah, it's absolutely safe. When you were a baby, you were producing ketones. The problem is that the baby now gets weaned off and it's fed a sugary instant formula milk conjunction that doesn't really serve us producing ketones. So we take this beautiful baby designed to burn fat for fuel and we shift it into becoming a sugar burner. It happened to me. I don't know if you know this about me, friends. I was obese for 24 years of my life. It wasn't until I was 24 years old, which was about 10 years ago, that I transformed my health and transformed my life. I weighed 250 pounds, okay? I was a sugar burner and I transitioned. Is it safe for over 40 years of age? Absolutely it is. Does essential amino acids break my fast? If it has leucine in it, yes, it does. If it doesn't have leucine in it, it probably does not. You would have to check your glucose before, and then 30 minutes after. If your glucose goes up, it breaks the fast. Yogurt, do you recommend to eat? I like kefir. I like kefir or goat's milk yogurt. Tom says he's down 60 pounds on keto, energy and strength through the roof. Tom, that's amazing. Congratulations. Am I safe on keto with 100% carotid artery? I need to protect my other one. Well, Deborah, I would recommend working with a health professional, a health practitioner for your unique situation. I could tell you this. I have a lot of clients I work with who are high risk of heart disease, and keto has helped them out tremendously. We got another Floridian in the house. Do you think 30% of protein per day is too much? Could it kick me out of ketosis? Yeah, I think it's probably kicking you out of ketosis. Michelle loves my shirts. Where can I get them? Thank you, Michelle. This says I am responsible. And by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, go to Instagram and put in the Benazati. The shirts will be available soon. I promise. I'm developing a online shopping store for my website that's being developed, so it will be available soon. The significance of this is when I was obese, 24 years old, I was blaming everybody for my problems, and then I took responsibility for the first time ever. I am responsible, and my life changed as a result. So that's why I wear this as a reminder that anything that happens in my life, outside circumstances are not the cause. It is me. Everything is a result. I am responsible. 56 years old, and you're doing that. It's amazing. Amazing, Tom. So next question. Don't we need, you probably get this all the time if you're doing keto, don't you need carbohydrates and glucose to fuel your brain, to fuel your muscle? I was taught that. When I was a personal trainer, I was taught that you got to have glucose. You got to eat 2 to 3 hours, every 2 to 3 hours. Well, here's the deal. The body is smart. Give it some credit. Our creator designed us so magnificently. If the body needs glucose to survive, what would happen to our ancestors for hundreds and thousands of years? They would cease to exist. The body is so smart that it takes your fat, breaks down your triglycerides, turns that into glucose to fuel the body, to fuel the brain. So it is magnificent. Give it some credit. So we do not need glucose. We do not need carbohydrates to fuel the body. With that being said, carbs do play its role from time to time, but it shouldn't be the primary fuel source because that is a very toxic fuel source. I'm a nurse. People not wanting me to be responsible for their own health drive me crazy. I know, Michelle. I totally could relate to you. For eczema, I would say stay away from all dairy and all grains. Bring down inflammation. Get into ketosis. Reducing inflammation is going to help with your eczema. The kefir might help or it might not. I don't know. I would just avoid all dairy. Awesome, Maria. Lost 45 pounds on keto and I feel great. Amazing. We got Quentin in the house. I love goat's milk kefir. Yeah, I do too. All right, next question. How does the keto diet help with fat loss? By the way, I'm getting all these questions from my Keto Kickstart guide, which I have right here on my computer. If you haven't gotten this Keto Kickstart guide, it's free. Go to www.ketokickstartguide.com. Claim it for free. So another question. How does the keto diet help with fat loss? Well, it's simple. When it comes to storing fat, when it comes to weight gain, there is only one hormone that stores fat. Does anybody know what it is? There's at least eight fat burning hormones, but there's only one fat storage hormone. What it is? What is it? Let's see how smart you all are. What is that fat storage hormone? Insulin. Good job. Well, cortisol is a good guess. When cortisol goes up, it doesn't necessarily store fat, but insulin follows, and that's what stores fat. Good job, everybody. I acknowledge you. So isn't that crazy? There's at least 8 fat-burning hormones, but only one fat storage hormone. And guess what? If that fat storage hormone is spiked, all of the fat-burning hormones go away. It's like that bully in the playground. You have all these kids there playing, having a good time. These are all your fat-burning hormones. You have 8 kids there, and then the bully on the block, insulin, comes in and takes care of all of them. So if insulin is up, fat-burning hormones, they're down. So why is this important to the point I'm trying to make? When we eat carbohydrates, we spike insulin much, much higher than if we ate fat. In fact, fat barely touches the dial on insulin. That's why the keto diet is such a powerful tool for burning fat, because it keeps insulin and glucose low, which not only anti-ages you, but it teaches your body to tap into its fat stores for fuel. And that is why keto is one of the most powerful tools for fat loss. Once you get keto adapted and you combine that with fasting, you got a 1-2 punch for burning fat. Next question, how does the keto diet promote longevity? Well, we know through science that the keto diet turns on something called the SIRT1 gene. The SIRT1 gene is a longevity gene. Studies show if you have this gene, you live a longer life. So it does that. It also brings down inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of every single disease you've heard of. Cancer, diabetes, strokes, heart disease. It's all linked to inflammation. So producing ketones, we know, has a major anti-inflammatory effect on your body. So that's two ways why or how the keto diet helps. Tom says intermittent fasting has helped tremendously as well. Gwen says, I'm 60 years old with an underactive thyroid problem. I'm not losing weight with the keto diet. See, if somebody, I work with underactive, with clients who have underactive thyroids. I have worked with clients who have Hashimoto's. The deal, it's very, you want to work with the health practitioner, but here's kind of a nutshell what I do with them. I have them flex in and out of ketosis. I give them actually 2 flex days per week, because getting that high healthy carbs, that's what a flex day is, eating 100 to 200 grams of high healthy carbs twice per week to intentionally get out of ketosis, that's going to help your thyroid out, because you have the inactive form of thyroid, which is T4. It needs to be converted to T3. And what helps that conversion is insulin. So an insulin spike for underactive thyroids will help. Healthy carbs for sure will do the trick. There's other considerations as well. You want to figure out what's interfering with your body and not letting it heal itself. I could tell you this, toxins are a major role. Silver fillings, if you've ever had silver fillings, that's an issue. If you've ever had mold in your home or water damage, that's an issue. So you want to remove the interference, then your body will start to heal itself. It's so remarkable, so miraculous. We got Massachusetts in the house. Cheers, mate. Cheers to you too. Whatever questions you have, keep putting them down below. Get rid of dryer sheets for sure. And I use my Greenfields for detergent. We got another Floridian in the house. All right, next question. Ben, you're eating so much fat. You're having butter. Some people have bacon. You're having grass-fed beef and eggs. Isn't all that fat going to make your heart explode? Well, that is one of the biggest myths ever. I don't know if you knew this, friends, but more people die from heart disease with normal to low cholesterol than with high cholesterol. Cholesterol is so important. Healthy fats are what the body wants. It was what your hormones want. Cholesterol has gotten a bad rap because of the 1950s, a gentleman named Ansel Keys who fudged a lot of data, and he tricked the entire world, and we're paying for what he did. One of the reasons why cholesterol has gotten a bad rap, especially in the 1980s, is because when they did autopsies on victims who had heart attacks, they dug into them, and they saw there was more cholesterol in the arteries, right? This person, these people who had heart attacks had more cholesterol in the arteries. Do you know why that was there? Because cholesterol was there to heal the arteries. Cholesterol repairs the arteries. It repairs inflammation. So blaming cholesterol because they found it in the arteries of heart attack victims, it's like showing up to a fire down the street and this building is burning and there's a whole bunch of firefighters spraying this building, and you show up and you say, those firefighters, they caused the fire because they are at the scene of the crime. It makes no sense. So in fact, eating healthy fat reverses your risk of heart disease. It's not the other way around. So there's a huge misconception out there. Please use that firefighter analogy for your friends who think that cholesterol is a bad thing. In fact, total cholesterol doesn't mean a damn thing. We want to look at LDL particle sizes. And I have a video about this on my channel. It's called Does Keto Cause Heart Disease or something like that. Search my channel if you want to learn more about that. Avocado mayo sounds good. We got Gary from Columbus. We got Deborah, 2 strokes and your cholesterol was 190. And what was your inflammatory markers, Deborah? That's important to know too. Chemical Totally, is it safe to take black seed oil? I like black seed oil, yes. Make sure it's unrefined. We got personal training gym from New York. What's up, Jennifer? And Diana says she's trying. Grass-fed, grass-finished. Yep, that's important to note. If it says 100% grass-fed, that means it was grass-fed and grass-finished. If it just says grass-fed, it could mean that they were fed grass for part of their lifetime, these cows, and then they were finished on grain. So be very diligent with the meat you're getting. Make sure it says 100% grass-fed. I'm going to continue here. If this has been helpful so far, please hit the thumbs up button. There's a button here somewhere. I think it's here or there, or maybe here. Hit that thumbs up, and I would appreciate it as I continue here. I appreciate that, Chemical Tully. Thank you. All right, how does the keto diet give me more energy? That's the next question I get. Well, it goes back to insulin and glucose. When you're constantly spiking insulin and glucose by eating a lot of carbohydrates and eating every 2 to 3 hours, anytime that glucose and insulin drops, there goes your energy with it. And then you got to get more food to keep your energy up. It's a very vicious cycle, and I was on that cycle for many years. I was a snackaholic. So once you get keto adapted, ketones suppress appetite, keeps insulin stable, so you have amazing energy levels. And your brain, when it's running off of ketones, it is 3 times more efficient than if it's running off of glucose. So that is how keto gives you more energy. Next question, how do you know if you're a sugar burner or you're a fat burner? You could test your glucose to know, and your ketones via Keto Mojo. Let's say you don't have the machine and you just want to know right now. Here's an easy test to know if you are a sugar burner or a fat burner. You skip a meal and you see how you feel. Okay, if you skip lunch and you can't focus, you're hangry, you're gonna punch somebody in the face, hey, that's a red flag that you are a sugar burner. If you skip a meal, on the other hand, and feel great, feel good, well, that means you're probably fat adapted. You could verify by testing your blood glucose. You want it to be between 70 and 90 in the fasted state. And then your blood ketones, you want it to be 0.5 or above in the fasted state, or even outside of the fasted state. Keto Mojo is a great machine. Also, another important marker that people fail to do when they're testing their blood glucose and ketones, check your glucose an hour after eating a meal, and you want that glucose to be 120 or under, and then check it 2 hours after a meal. You want it to be 100 or less. That shows that you're really responding well to the food that you're eating, and you're actually anti-aging yourself. Because if your glucose is higher than that, the higher your glucose spikes and the more frequently, you're aging yourself faster. Just like an apple you bite into and it turns brown, that's what happens when you spike your glucose too high and too often. All right, I see some questions here. We have Richard from San Diego. San Diego is beautiful. I was just there earlier this year, 70 years old. Awesome, Richard. Lisa wants to know, what can I do during PMS and cycle to support my hormones and not get stressed and about not losing weight during that time, which is 2 weeks every month? I recommend throwing in 5 to 7 days, Lisa, leading up to your period. This is what I do with my female clients. I tell them to eat high healthy carbs, do not do ketosis, and do not practice fasting, because the insulin spike you're going to get is going to help with PMS. It's going to help with that period not being so heavy. And then once you have the period, then you could go back to keto and fasting. That's been powerful for my female clients. I have a video about that on my channel when I interviewed Dr. Mindy Peltz. Watch that video. I think it's called Why Women Should Do Keto and Fasting Differently, something like that. Dr. Mindy Peltz and myself were on that on my channel. Danny wants to know, best tips for success. Yeah, well, I could tell you this. I'm giving you a whole bunch of tools here. Insulin and glucose and fasting and keto and brain function and cholesterol. But if you don't have these 2 things, everything is going to fail. And those 2 things are love and gratitude. Love and gratitude are 2 of the biggest healers that we have in this world. Honestly, when you're stressed out, it's going to raise cortisol. And then we talked about it. Insulin follows, and then ketones go down. You don't even have to eat anything. You could be stressed out and get knocked out of ketosis without even eating food. So make sure you are loving yourself. You're practicing gratitude. Everything you want on the outside in this world, it all starts on the inside. Nothing is good, nothing is bad, but thinking makes it so. That's why I wear this t-shirt. I am responsible because it reminds me who's in control here. If somebody hits my car, I don't get upset about that. I take responsibility. I know it sounds crazy to some people, but if I start blaming other circumstances for my problems, that's when I start getting stressed out. That's when I start having high cortisol levels. So anything that happens in your life, good or bad, is a result of what happens on the inside. I call it inner sizing. So that's my tip for you for success in any area: keto, fasting, relationships, finances, anything you want in life starts on the inside. Okay, let's see. More questions here. Thank you, Kyle, for the thumbs up. Jennifer Martin wants to know, favorite dessert when we want something sweet after dinner? My go-to are berries. I love blueberries, frozen blueberries. I also like frozen cherries. That's my go-to. You could put a little bit of some heavy cream with it. I also like stevia fat bombs. Stevia sweetened fat bombs are also my favorite. I just want to make sure I get any questions. Ruth from Guatemala, hello. Please mention your keto guide again. So go to www.ketokickstartguide.com and you could get it for free. Tarkib wants to know, which percent of fat should we go down after the adaptation in order to burn our own fat? I don't have a percentage for you. I would say if you have a stall with your fat loss, eliminate some of the oils. And just stick with fat coming from protein sources. A month on keto, not losing any weight. I do fast until 1 p.m. Take magnesium salt. After a few weeks, I did feel a bit better. I'm not hungry. I don't eat much. One can say that I am doing it wrong. How do you know what you can change? Marco, I would have to give you a full evaluation to know. Some of the most common things that I've seen is sluggish bile. Your bile is not able to break down that fat. Too much inflammation in the body. So I would start removing sources of inflammation. Start with your detergent, because here's the deal. When you have detergent that's toxic, which is all conventional detergent, and you have other toxins enter your body, the human body is very smart and all it wants to do is survive. So it's going to activate something called the PPARY pathway, which is going to create fat cells for those toxins to go into, because it doesn't want those toxins to come to your vital organs, so it creates a house for them. So that actually it prevents you from losing weight. That's one thing right there. And then it creates inflammation around your cells, so your fat burning hormones can't even get into your cells. The receptor sites are blocked and your fat burning hormones can't get in. So it boils down to inflammation. I would recommend doing a few things. Make sure your sleep is on point, because 98% of fat burning takes place during stage 4 sleep. So get to bed by 10 p.m. Don't eat anything at least 3 hours before bed. Get at least 7 hours of sleep. Remove toxins from your body, from your home. Use my green fills. I'll put a link for them down below for your detergent. And take ox bile supplementation. I'll put a link for that down below as well. That should get things rolling right there. And then if you're fat adapted, you could do more block fasting. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. That'll help as well. Awesome, Lisa. Give it a watch. Deborah wants, thank you for the positivity. Awesome. Absolutely. 70% fat, 20 protein, 10% carbs. What do you think? That sounds fine. If you have a weight loss stall, maybe you're not getting into ketosis, drop the protein a little bit more. Frozen blueberries. So the reason why I love frozen blueberries, also, you know what I do with my frozen blueberries? I pour olive oil, extra virgin olive oil on them. Here's a great hack for you all. Blueberries, if they're frozen and you eat them frozen, you absorb more of the antioxidants. The ice crystals that form help you absorb more of the anthocyanin, which is that antioxidant that makes it blue and purple. Then, if you drizzle some olive oil on it, it takes the absorption of the antioxidants from 1% up to 20%. So that's a good hack for you. I know it sounds weird, but I like the taste of it. My hubby and I have been on keto for almost 6 months. Total between him and I, 62 pounds. Amazing, Dina. Congratulations to you and your hubby. Water. What to add flavor in when you're bored of plain water? I like, I don't have it here. I like Zevia. I drink Zevia. I mix it up sometimes. So carbonated water. You could add 100% stevia liquid drops in there as well. That's flavored. Vanilla. That's good. Marco, I only get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. This is not possible to change. Thank you for the other advice. Well, sleep's going to be huge, because sleep's more important than diet and exercise combined. So if you don't get to sleep, look, even if you're getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep, if you're able to get it if you're able to get to bed by 10 p.m., you're going to get more bang for your buck, because between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., which is a 4-hour window, this is a money time sleep window. This is where most of your fat burning hormones are activated. In fact, 1 hour of sleep within this money time sleep window is equal to 2 hours of sleep outside of this window. So even if you're getting 4 to 5 hours, make sure you're getting it from 10 to 2 or 10 to 3. You'll get much more bang for your buck, my friend. Danny Ross, add cut fruit. Oh yeah, you can add some cut fruit berries to the water. That's a good tip as well. Lisa says, no way, great tip, going to try it. Give it a try, Lisa. Matt Steele, my second week on keto, I lost 3 kilograms, feeling great. Awesome, keep it going. Friends, if this has been helpful so far, hit the like button, tag a friend, share this video with a friend. I want this information to get out to the world. I'm on a mission to educate 1 billion people on planet Earth, and I would really love your support. If this is helpful to you, hit the like button, comment. It's also going to help the algorithms on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell because you can get notified and ask me questions. Can I use avocado oil on berries? You could do that, but you won't get that same effect, but go for it. It shouldn't hurt you. I want to say thank you so much for your questions. If you're watching the replay, still put your questions down below. I'll go in and I make sure I answer every single question on my YouTube channel. And it's me, it's not an assistant. I go in, even if I'm a little late, 2 to 3 days, I answer every single question you send me on any of my videos. I go in there and I go line by line and I answer every single question. So if you have questions, I want to answer them. You could ask me 100, I will answer 100 times. I want to thank you for your time, your energy, and for spending part of your day with me. Be great, be blessed. I really appreciate every single one of you, and thank you so very much.